Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts 3 playthrough extras. We're back on the high seas, yarr! There aren't actually obviously any mini-games here, but there is a photo opportunity that we need to make use of. We need to go and grab a picky of the waterfall. And also, since we're finally into the extras, I really want to get the Leviathan up to its highest level. I feel that, you know, it's only right since we got so bloody close that we actually achieved that. And the other thing that I'm going to do this part is we're going to have a brief return to the 100 Acre Wood to sort of round off that selection of mini-games. And then next time it is indeed going to be Virum Rex, Beat of Lead, and a lot of the Frozen Slider. Also, come on, Jack.
What's all this about?
Just wanted a photo for the records. Don't. What's all this about then? Me. It's not going to work, and also that was a really appalling Johnny Depp impression. Well, Jack Sparrow impression. Really, there are very few characters that I can effectively do an impression of, and Captain Jack Sparrow is not one of them.
Let's see.
It's like I've got a couple of really fierce ones. Yeah, no. Also, I don't think I've ever described any of my impressions as massive air quotation marks, as fierce before. I honestly do not think my impressions are that great, but hey, I do enjoy doing them sometimes whenever, you know, the fancy arrives. That also just sounds incredibly wrong. It also makes it sound really sexual, and it's totally not. I mean, I can't imagine anything worse than being in sort of a sexual moment and just going, I'm watching you, Wazowski, always watching. That's just like a total mood killer. Also, I can't believe that I'm saying things like that. Like, I have spent so many years on the internet being at least somewhat innocent in my commentary. I mean, obviously there is the whole Bayonetta side, where I did lean into the innuendo, perhaps a little bit more than I have done previously. It's the plummy British accent. It just does wonders for making innuendo just brilliant. It really does, and it's why sort of whenever I do play a game like Bayonetta, the English accent does become quite a bit stronger, because I want to replicate it. It's the received pronunciation. But then equally, I do just really like hearing British accents in games. It's why I really do quite want to play Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch when the remaster / the Switch version comes out, because I know that is an entirely British voice cast. It's why I really loved The Last Story. I know it's why a lot of people really loved Xenoblade Chronicles. It's just really fun to hear your own accent in a medium. Because at the end of the day, video games are very Americanized, because pretty much most anime dubbing in general is very Americanized. And it's the same with Hollywood, but at least the UK has its own film industry, and prominent films do get made here, and even sort of more indie films do get made here. But in terms of video games, despite the fact that there are a number of really big video game companies in the UK, they just don't really do games that have a lot of voice acting in them that's done in the UK. Which is a shame, because it's really something that I'd like to see more of, because I'm pretty sure there are a number of British voice actors who would really appreciate that opportunity. Because, I mean, it's difficult enough getting into the entertainment industry anywhere as it is, but when there are so few opportunities, I can only imagine it just makes it a hell of a lot worse. Now, I will say, in trying to get to level 9,
Do you think Will and Elizabeth will be okay?
I did do a lot of driving. I don't believe I sat here and did the Sink 200 ships mission to get a trophy in the course of this playthrough. I think I did that after the fact, because that was very much one of those trophies which I just thought was definitely not worth it. Also, come on, I'm so close! And there we go, level 9, the Leviathan is fully powered up, and as I said, that means that if we return to Port Royal, we can now use the Black Pearl. And that is honestly really awesome. There's not really any need to do so. I mean, you don't really gain anything from using the Black Pearl as far as I'm aware. I mean, let's see. So, yeah. Basically, the Black Pearl moves faster and it auto-locks onto the instant kill points on ships. But it does mean that you have less HP and less cannons. There is a particularly challenging ship that you can try to take on in the Ocean of the Caribbean, and honestly it's really difficult. I'm looking at game FAQs and some people are just like, I managed to beat it, I didn't need the Black Pearl, or I didn't use the Black Pearl, I used my main ship. Which is all a bit like, everybody has their own ways of beating things, completing things. And I don't think that really there is that much difference, but also there is absolutely no need to go take down that ship. So honestly, I just wouldn't bother, because it's not worth the stress of the meh ship combat. It really is not. But before we go, I do at least want to show off the Black Pearl.
Seeing as we've no ship, I suppose.
Also, we do have a ship matey, and yes, that over there to our right is the Black Pearl. You can only switch to the Black Pearl in Port Royal, and I was just getting really confused because I didn't actually somehow spot the Black Pearl over there. I think I was just being blind and thought that, you know, the Leviathan would turn into the Black Pearl, although there was a way to turn it into the Black Pearl, rather than it literally just being you jump onto the ship and just sail away with it. I was thinking, do I have to speak to somebody? What the hell is going on? Yeah, I was just so incredibly confused. And hey, look at those Flash Tracer scores. Still quite proud of those. Also, I realised I hadn't changed over Goofy's weapon to save the King Plus. So, definitely, yeah. That was needed. But yeah, if I'll finally stop being an idiot, I should be able to show you the Black Pearl. Because, like, come on me, it's that ship there. Oh my god, you idiot past me. Like, it's literally that black ship there. There you go, it's here. This is the Black Pearl, me hearties. And yeah, I have to say, I was just like, when I played it, I was just like, I don't get it. What is so special about this? And really, that there is nothing special about, other than, obviously, you know, just, it goes faster. And it auto-locks onto the weak points. Which could theoretically make your battles easier, because you can get out of the way of attacks a lot more easily.
Didn't we sail past that rock before?
But
Yes!
I mean, it does work out quite nicely.
I do feel extra piratey.
But yeah, I was just thinking, yeah, there's not really anything.
But I'm the only one with such a strange accent.
It's not really going as spectacularly swimmingly as I perhaps was expecting, but that is fine. We are just going to go right on to a save point and mosey on out of here. Although I think I'm going to do a little bit of synthesizing, maybe. A little bit Keyblade forging, maybe. I mean, we're still missing the every type of synthesis material, which we need to try. We'll get there on that one. And all those other ones, yeah, they're not happening anytime soon. Annoyingly, this list doesn't actually show you sort of things that you're missing. I wish that it did. It might do in the updated version. I honestly cannot remember. Yes, actually, I really cannot remember exactly how that one works. Oh no, that was it. It does I think the upgrade in the patch just sort of marks off ones that you've already unlocked, that you've already synthesized, so you know you don't synthesize something again. But I mean, the way that I basically figured that one out, apart from the usable items, is that I just got one of each, basically, because a lot of these you can only get from here. So it's quite easy to sort of tell a little bit, but definitely that quality of life change, much appreciated. I just wish that, as I said, I'd had it before. Would have been useful. But yes, let's do a little bit of Keyblade upgrading. primarily on, I think it's going to be classic tone, because I think that's the only one left that needs some fluorite. And yes, it's now on to Damascus. And, ooh! So that's giving me an elixir, some extra amazing food, some extra trinkets to buy, and that's about your lot. I was hoping that, you know, they'd give us access to be able to purchase Damascus and Adamantite, but unfortunately it's not the way the world works. Just wasn't in my stars, but that's fine. Also, do you want to shove on another focus siphon? Yeah, let's do it. Is there anything I can shove off that I don't need? Yeah, no, we'll be fine. So, that's us done in the Caribbean for now. We got our level 9 Leviathan, which makes me very happy. And now, as I said, it is time to head on back to the 100 Acre Wood, where Christopher Robin plays. And I think since, you know, that's where we're going, it's worth just, you know, doing the entire song as it should be. So deep in the 100 Acre Wood where Christopher Robin plays, you'll find the enchanted neighbourhood of Christopher's childhood days. A donkey named Eeyore is his friend, and Kanga and Little Roo. There's Rabbit and Piglet, and there's Owl, but most of all Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh. Tubby little cubby all stuffed with fluff, he's Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh, willy-nilly silly old bear. Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh. Tubby little cubby all stuffed with fluff, he's Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh, willy-nilly silly old bear. And thank you. So, this is the Scarecrow that wanted a photo taking. So that's another photo mission done and dusted. And I believe that the only... Well, it's not I believe, I know. The only one of these minigames that I didn't do a second time was the orchard. Collecting the fruit. So, I only need to do this the once. So I'm just going to sort of, you know, go until I'm done. Which, I mean, it makes sense. As I said, sort of when we were actually here playing through it all the first time round, I'm still really not a fan of 100 Acre Wood in this game. It is still the most disappointing world for me. Because I was just really disappointed that there was just such little imagination in it. It was so heavily limited that it just didn't feel like it did anything, and that just made me really sad, because even though obviously 100 Acre Wood has always been a love it or hate it world, I suppose, in Kingdom Hearts, it has at least always been consistent in having at least unique mini-games within it. And obviously I know one of my theories was that because they decided to put the effort into the mini-games elsewhere, this world kind of ended up suffering. They just thought, well, we can't do too many other ideas, let's just sort of iterate on one idea, and then it's sort of like the growing with it, but there's not really any major strategy to this thing. I mean, there is strategy, I suppose, but considering you don't actually need to get a high score, Obviously you could aim for like a wonderful ranking or an excellent ranking. You don't really get anything by it apart from maybe extra ingredients.
I'll gather these. There we go.
But that doesn't really do anything for us, so...
Got it.
Yeah, and also I just pretty much with these is wait until the rabbit's turn, let him collect a whole bunch. If I've got 2 lumpy gauges, I'll use lumpy twice, and that generally does do a pretty good job at getting you some pretty high chains. But honestly, you just let the time roll down, just have fun with it, I suppose, but you really don't have much to do here.
I think I'll gather these.
There's nothing that you're really gonna majorly get out of this that's gonna be worth it, so it's all good.
Impressive. I hope you've left the ones perfect. There.
I'll do it.
Well done.
And yeah, that's basically it for this part, really.
Look at that. Allow me.
There's nothing really that exciting to say.
My, what a bounty. Right.
It's just we're just having fun, I suppose.
Whoa.
And hey, we have
Impressive. Look at that.
managed to
I'd say we've earned
be just shy of 45,000 points. But with the additional bonus, we make it over. So I will take that as wonderful. Thank you very much. I do not want to play again. And that is that for 100 Acre Wood and the Caribbean. So next time, we are heading off to the Toy Box and Arendelle and completing our final 2 steps on the mini game madness. That sentence made no sense, but it's fine. So yes, next time, Virumrex and Frozen Slider, and we're going to have a whale of a time. So let's put this book down, send it off into our childhood days, and also leave Twilight Town for pretty much the last time. I mean, there are certain ones we were coming back to in order to do the Battle Gates, but we've not really got much else to do. So let's leave on to the next stuff.